Welcome back to day 44 of our one pose a day. Today's practice is called Dandasana or staff pose. Yesterday we did reclined staff pose. I thought just to start to get the idea. And today we'll do our seated staff pose. So you can optionally do this in a chair. I will demonstrate that. And you could have some optional blocks and a blanket for lifting our hips. Let's get started. Sitting up nice and tall, let's take our arms out to the side and take a nice inhale, drawing your palms overhead. Exhale, lowering. As we do, let's raise the head looking upward. Exhaling, lowering chin to chest, letting yourself arrive to your one pose practice today. Let everything else outside go. Let's take one more nice full breath, arms overhead. Exhaling, palms together and down. All right, I'll grab a chair and just demonstrate how you can do this seated in a chair. You don't really want to do this on a bed because you do want a nice firm seat under you. So if you're in a chair, let me turn this to the side. You'll extend your legs straight out in front of you, heels on the floor, and draw your feet back towards you. And you'll sit up nice and tall. You can use your hands on the chair to lengthen your spine. And then either drawing your arms out in front of you or overhead is really ultimately where you want to be as you lengthen your spine. But keep those shoulders down away from your neck and your ears. And this is where you'll stay and hold the pose. So that's the chair option. If you want to use the chair, maybe grab your chair. You can fast forward to when we start the practice. I'm going to demonstrate first just to give you some options. Staff pose, generally you want to be seated on the floor, and we're going to take and move our little butt cheeks away from our sit bones so your sit bones are really seated evenly into the floor below. However, sometimes this is just hard to get our hips rolled forward so we have a nice neutral spine. So you might use that little folded blanket. Your hips are right at the forward soft edge of that fold. So it allows your hips to roll forward and your knees and ankles are all in alignment. You want to be careful when we do this though that we don't press the backs of our knees into the floor. So you can press your heels down and give a little bit of space under the knees with nice straight legs. If this feels all too intense, you can use the optional blocks under the knees. So it's worth a try. You're not getting the straight legs, but you're still going to feel that nice stretch. And I'll use my hands as we hinge at the hips just to get a nice little rolling of the hips forward. But you're still sitting up nice and tall. So that's an option to use the blocks so we're not pressing the backs of the knees down into the floor. All right. Grab whatever props you think you need. Let's come to sitting, either forward the front of the seat of your chair or on the floor. And I'll show the pose from the front as well. So you're sitting from the front, knees and ankles are in alignment. Your toes are rolled up to the ceiling and flexing back towards you. Now I'll go from the side. Start in your seated position. Remember, if you're on the floor, maybe pull each cheek away from your sit bone just so the sit bones are grounded down either in the floor or your blanket. Lengthen through the feet, but try not to press too much the back to you. You want a little space for the knees on the floor beneath you. I like to use my hands either on the floor. You can use blocks to press down. The blocks, just make sure you're not drawing your shoulders up around your ears. And I press down. I like to use the floor personally. Sit up nice and tall and use the core to keep that spine nice and lifted. Option here, keeping your fingertips or hands on the floor of the block so you can keep that nice length in your spine, still engaging the core. Or we can add on, bring the hands straight out in front of you. Keep those shoulders rolling back and down. Palms face each other. Pause here. You can stay here, or final option, We're going to raise those arms straight up overhead, really lengthen and reach. Palms are facing each other. Keep those feet, toes flexed. Lengthening, reaching up, feeling that nice strength through the core. Whatever position you're in, lengthening your spine. Take some nice, full, even breaths as we hold our staff pose or Dandasana pose. Lengthening the spine, strengthening the core, stretching out, opening the backs of the legs. Taking nice, full, even breaths. Let's take a couple more, holding this pose. If you need to come out and rest, come back into it. Take one more. Reach those arms up. Exhale, arms forward and down. Lean back into your hands and just roll the legs in and out. You can bounce the legs just gently. Tap out inside those hip creases, tops of your thighs. They're doing a little work there. And let's come back together. Sitting up nice and tall, propped on your blanket or seated in your chair. Thank you for trying this Dandasana staff pose today. We're adding on to this tomorrow in our forward fold, so I look forward to seeing you then. Let's take our nice closing breath, arms out to the side, taking your nice easeful inhale. Exhaling, palms together and down. Sending yourself gratitude today for our one pose practice, giving yourself this space and time. I'll see you tomorrow.